We are here. We have done it. We have made it. It is Monday, January 18th, 2020. What? Of course it is 2021, the year of our new Lord and Savior. Of course, I'm speaking about myself, James Allen McGee. It is currently 6 minutes past the 9 o'clock hour. Thank you so much for joining us on this beginning of the week edition of At Home with James. On tonight's show, a host of characters that will bring you smiles, laughter, and also a variety of informative tips. In the booth tonight, we got the big rig, Dirty Dave Kaufman. Now, Dave's not on the show tonight. He's taking it easy. He told me that he had, quote, a big day at work, and he said he's very tired after being extremely busy. The question is, do we believe him? If you do, in the chat, write yay. If you don't believe him, in the chat, write nay. At the end of the night, we're going to determine whether or not Dave was telling the truth or if he's a big fibber. But we will be joined by his 8-year-old nephew, Jack Kaufman, later tonight in the third segment of the show. Also joining us this evening is going to be Alex Brown. She's going to be talking about some of her coolest moments in life. And the reason I want this to happen is this show, it's got to get a little cooler. If anyone knows me, they know that I am synonymous with the word cool. And it's my goal, it is my ambition to take this show on a cool journey into summer 2021. We begin tonight. We're making the show extra cool, extra spelled EXXXTRA. Also joining us will be the return of the man that some of us call, quote, Big Daddy Lou. Andrew Louchuck will be letting us know about some financial advice that you can use to achieve your 2021 financial goals, otherwise known as resolutions. Now, before we really get into it, I need to get something off of my chest, something that I discovered horrifyingly last night. At about 11 o'clock, I was sitting at my desk on my chair when I discovered that my ass was getting sore. And I determined that it's from so much sitting. Now, I don't know if there's a lot of 33-year-olds walking around, or in this case, sitting, getting a sore bottom. And it was so sore that I decided I better get to bed to give my bottom some time to recuperate. And I laid in bed thinking about everything that I need to do to make some changes in my life. Why? So I can have a less sore bottom. Now, I didn't intend on talking about this on the show, but everyone knows that this is almost like a confessional for me. I don't fancy myself as much of a religious man, but I think about myself as someone who is honest with the viewers, the fan base, the audience of At Home right here live on twitch.tv/athomewithjames. So the question is, do you think I'm going to be able to recover from my sore bottom? If so, in the chat, write yay. If you don't think I'm going to recover, in the chat, write nay. At the end of the night, we're going to decide whether or not I'm going to get full recovery or if my sore bottom is going to get worse and worse and worse. And with that being said, I'm now going to engage with the chat. I want to thank you so much for being here, for your support, for tuning in on Monday. Monday is a bit of a calm night right here on Twitch, but we're going to make things cool. And it's going to start right now because there's nothing cooler than talking about a new year with your new financial plans. Let us welcome, he is back, live in living color. He's the man with the plan, a monetary plan, that is. He is my Big Daddy, and hopefully one day your Big Daddy, Big Daddy Lou. Lou, how's it going?
Not too bad. How is your evening going, sir?
Well, I'm going to tell you what, Lou. I walked across the street and I ordered myself some dinner. I had a hot chicken sandwich, side of peas and corn with some French fries. It was fine.
Well, I'm just gonna, bring that topic up for the first part of my my conversation with you, because is that type of activity the type of activity you want to engage in to reach your 2021 financial goals?
Having a hot chicken sandwich is the question. Is having a hot chicken sandwich going to get me closer to reaching my financial goals?
Yeah, we're talking about restaurant eating, you know, a
Okay.
big
Ah, I see what you're
source,
saying.
a big source of expenses in many of a young Canadian's life, you know.
Right.
So what are your financial goals for 2021? How
Yeah.
are you going to achieve them?
Well, before we really get into that, what if I told you that I got a 50% discount on the meal?
Well, now that's a deal,
Yeah.
and so to me, a deal is a deal, and you got to take it when they get offered to you. So,
Can we
all
quote you
right,
on that? Quote, a deal is a deal and you got to take it when you get offered one?
you know what? You can quote me on that one
All
for
right.
sure.
So it was 50% off. And the other question that you asked me was, what are my financial goals for 2021? That's a great question. Now, what if I told you that I have not thought about it on any level?
Well, then you'd be like the majority of people out there, which is why I'm here. I'm here to help your audience to understand a little bit more about how to set their own financial goals for 2021. I'm not talking
Okay.
about New Year's resolutions. I think you already did a show about that. I'm talking about really achieving your financial goals, you know?
Yeah. Okay. So for people who don't know, last time you were here, you gave us basically the pros of COVID during a time of saving money. And it was around the holidays. You said that COVID can benefit you because you won't be doing as much spending, you won't be going out of town, and it will be more of a financially viable time than it would otherwise.
That's correct. Yes, and I think that if you look at the stats on that, I think most Canadians, most of your audience members, they probably saved a lot of money this holiday season.
Well, I absolutely saved a lot more money than I would have otherwise. So you're back to walk everybody through what they can do to reach their financial goals in the new year. Right now in the chat, we've got Real Sid Rock, quote, teach me, Big Daddy.
Wow.
Not the
Well,
first time that anyone has said that to you.
no, that's definitely not the first time anyone has said
Yeah.
that to me.
Do you remember the
So,
first time anyone said that to you? They said, teach me, Big Daddy.
no, that's not the first time. That is definitely not the first time because I am a teacher and I like to teach
Right.
people about how to achieve their goals, financial otherwise.
Sure.
Um,
So
so
you're saying that your students often ask you that. They say, Mr. Louchuck, teach me, Big Daddy.
yeah, it's I don't know why it's a common refrain amongst my students. I like to think that it's just because I have such a personable relationship with these students. You know, we get together and we bond. You know,
You get
over
together and bond with your students.
yeah we bond about learning and we bond about achieving our goals.
Yeah. And they call you Big Daddy.
You know, a nickname is a nickname.
Yeah. Can we quote you on that?
You definitely can.
All right. So a nickname is a nickname. So let's walk us through this. How do you want to go about this?
Well, you know, I think I just right off the top want to address your audience and say, what do you want to get out of 2021?
All
You know,
right. So
what are you trying to get?
I want to throw this question out to the chat. Is there any financial goals that you have in 2021? Because I will ask our very prestigious guest here. Knows a lot about finances and money. If you've got any questions, I'm going to relay them. While we do that, how about I let you know about some of my financial goals? I want to be able to continue paying my rent.
Well, that's a great goal. You know, housing is probably one of the most important expenses that everyone has every month. You know, because we might need to have that shelter over our heads.
Mm-hmm.
Um, so, in order to be able to do that, what you do is you got to set an intention. Okay,
Hmm.
an intention to make sure that you are able to pay your rent every month. So that's your first level, right? Now you got to step into the second step, which is going to be how are you going to be able to do it in real actual terms. So what
Sure.
you got to do there is you got to figure out, well, how much rent do you have to pay? Now here's the big tip: how much rent do you have to pay? Ask yourself. Can you
Hmm.
talk to your landlord? Can you talk to maybe the bank? Can you refinance your mortgage? Can you get your landlord to take a couple bucks off the rent?
Okay,
Who
so
knows?
this is
Doesn't
something
hurt to
people don't
ask.
often do is try to haggle their rent.
Of course, yes. It's a great tip that I recommend that everyone engage in. It doesn't really make you a lot of friends.
Mm-hmm.
It may end up creating some conflict, some tension, right? But if you're like me, you enjoy that type of tension because you love negotiating a good deal.
What type of
Um,
tension do you like?
Well, I like all types of tension, like I like to argue and debate, like
Hmm.
that's a great type of tension
Would you ever
there.
feel any tension with your students?
Sometimes the students they don't necessarily agree with my point of view. They don't necessarily agree with what
Oh,
I
so
like to do.
basically you present them an idea and they say, I don't agree with this, Big Daddy.
That's been said. That's a quote that I've often heard. And so then there's a tension there.
Often?
But of course, well, some of the advice that I have is tough. People don't like to hear what I have to say
Right.
because they have a different ideas about what they can do.
All right. Well, let's go to the chat. So here's a goal from Farm Boy: no more debt. Wants to get rid of their debt.
Oh, yes. Okay. Getting rid of debt. So
Mhm.
that's a tough one. It really depends on how much debt you have, right? But first things first, do you have to pay off your debt, right? Maybe you just declare bankruptcy.
Mhm. Okay, so
That's a viable
your
option.
advice is to rid yourself of debt, just declare bankruptcy.
I mean, it all depends on your circumstances, but I mean, that's something that you could do. Now, if I were to be, even more realistic about that, maybe what you could do is figure out how you could refinance some of your debt.
Mhm.
Try to find a lower interest rate, and or just make a plan to actually pay off all those debts.
Okay. Now, this
One
is an
one
interesting
one
one.
tip. Yep.
Please
Go ahead. Well, just don't use your credit card.
don't
Don't
use your
spend
credit card.
don't
Okay.
spend any money at all.
Okay, so one of your financial tips is cease all spending.
Correct. Yeah, that's actually
That's a
that's
great way to
very up
save
there.
money, is by not spending it.
That's correct. Yeah, and then you'll be able to achieve your financial goals.
All right.
And how
Mhm.
about this? Maybe if you also had a New Year's resolution to, clean up your diet, maybe lose a little weight, not spending any money on going out to eat, right?
Okay.
Bringing
So
those
you're
two things
also giving
together.
health tips today, apparently.
Well, it's I have a full range of advice for people.
Yeah. Okay. Well, we'll get into that. Here's another interesting one. Quote: I want to invest all my money in cryptocurrency, maybe even my wife's money without her knowing.
Wow. Well, that sounds like a potentially good investment opportunity, right?
Okay. So that
Um,
sounds like a good investment opportunity.
well, you see, the thing is about making money is you got to use other people's money to make money. So this guy sounds like, he could use his wife's money to make money.
Right.
That's
Even if it
important.
was, so you're saying that's a good idea, even if it was covert without her knowing?
Well, here's the thing. If cryptocurrencies end up blowing up and, he becomes a millionaire, she's not going to be angry about it.
Okay, so
But
you think it's a calculated risk.
correct, yes. A calculated risk. That's what life's all about. You got to weigh the pros and cons, right?
All right.
Yeah.
Now here's the question. Let's be honest with this. You've known me for upwards of a decade now. I want you to come up with some financial advice specifically designed for me.
Okay. Well, I think that the number one thing that you could do
Yeah.
to improve your financial situation,
Yeah. Don't take it easy on me here. I want you to be honest.
well, it's something that I know you've been working on.
Yeah.
It's cooking at home.
Cooking. Now, it seems like a lot of your advice is food related tonight.
Well, it does have, that's like probably the number two spending, right?
Mhm.
Category on most people's budgets, right? So here's another question. Do you have a budget?
No.
Okay. Well,
Now wait, hold on. Are you implying that I spend a lot of money at restaurants?
I think it's unarguable that you do.
It's unarguable that I spend a lot of money at restaurants.
Okay, so let's talk last week, right?
Mhm.
Let's talk Monday. Where did you eat?
Last month, you want me to
Oh, let's
remember
start
where
today. Okay, fine. Let's go. So today you had a hot chicken sandwich.
yeah, that I got 50% off.
Okay. Now,
I
yesterday.
also, but how about this? I also got a coffee on a gift card today.
Okay, gift cards are nice. You got that nice
Yeah.
gift. Okay. Okay. What about yesterday?
Yesterday I cooked my lunch and dinner.
Okay, well, see, we're already making progress.
Yeah, yeah.
Saturday,
So I want to bring up. You mentioned that my spending was quote unarguable.
that you spend too much money on restaurants. Yes.
Yeah, yeah. This is the accusation that I've been unfairly plagued with.
Well, is it unfair or is it factual?
I would wager to say that in the current climate of things, it's unfair. I think I've been wrongfully accused.
Okay. All right. Well, I mean, listen, I'm willing to adjust my assessment, you know, based
Well,
on,
sure.
real data. I need the facts.
Now you mentioned physical health and fitness. Talked about that earlier on. Coming from the chat, this person, Naive Adventures, mentioned that's bad advice for me because, quote, I only have 3% body fat.
Yes. Well, that's
I'm what people
physically
I'm what people might call skeletal.
so someone in the chat is skeletal. Well,
No, no, I'm saying that I am.
okay. Well, if you did have 3% body fat, I would wager that you may or may not be in the hospital at this point in time. So
Okay.
I think it's probably a bit higher than that.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but like what you could do is potentially make some money with that, right?
Can
Now
you
we're
go
talking
deeper with
again,
that, please?
getting some financial advice here, right?
Now, when you say can you go deeper with that, is that something you pass along to your students as well?
From time to time, I would say that, yeah, of
Mm-hmm.
course, yeah, it's something that
So
you know.
maybe the students would say it. They say, can you go deeper with that, Big Daddy?
Uh, Definitely, I've heard that statement many times. Of course,
Many.
yeah, of course, yeah. Students want me to go deeper on different subjects, different things, So I go deeper.
Mm-hmm.
I'm very responsive to my students' requests.
Well, it's very great of you to be very responsive.
Hey, that's what I do.
All right.
Yeah. So, but going back to it,
Yeah.
so the thing is, maybe your skeletal frame, is an object of desire for certain people,
Really?
right? Have you heard of this site called OnlyFans?
Yeah, this has been batted around a couple times on this show in a variety of ways. Are you suggesting that I create an OnlyFans account for people that might fetishize slight gentlemen, and then I'm able to cash in on my looks?
100%. I
Oh,
think that's a great idea.
okay, so
Uh,
let's. Of course, you have a business degree. You have an MBA.
this is a fact, yes.
Yep. Now, what do you think would help me in making money on OnlyFans? If you had to set up a business model for me,
Well, it's all about the niche audience, right? So,
the
you
dish.
niche,
Oh,
niche.
excuse me. I could
Yes.
have sworn you said dish.
I don't know what a niche is, but I think that you have a particular look. I think that it's
How would you
desirable.
define my look?
Well, you said it yourself, a slight gentleman.
Okay.
Yeah. So you could take that, maybe that's a name of your profile, the slight gentleman.
So that's my channel is the slight gentleman.
I think it has legs,
Now, do you
and
think this is kind of like a classy when I hear the name gentleman? I think like
of course,
maybe
yeah.
it's almost like I'm Mr. Peanut, but a man.
Maybe for Halloween you could do that type of that look, but I think
Yeah.
it's really more about having like a classy, elegant, tasteful, type
Oh,
of pictures that you would post for your
right.
fans. Yeah,
Okay. So you're
exactly.
saying I cash in on the fetish that some people might have for a dainty man,
Yes.
and I open up my OnlyFans, the slight gentleman.
Yeah, we're veering off in a lot of different directions, but
Yeah,
this
we
is
are.
one other thing that I wanted to talk about for
Mhm.
achieving your financial goals is to have multiple streams of income, right?
Okay, which I currently don't.
Well, this is what we're trying to correct, right? So
Mhm.
we got OnlyFans. That's one potential source of income.
Yeah.
I think that you would have a great success on that site, definitely. I believe that there is a desire, a thirst even
Mm.
for the slight gentleman.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I think that's a great idea. I think that's probably going to be the piece of advice that I would really hope that you pursue in 2021 to achieve your financial goals.
So
To keep
Open
to
an
keep
OnlyFan account.
yeah, so you can continue to pay rent, right? Which we also off the top was one of your financial goals.
All right. So it sounds like this is something that I could use to really better myself and my bank account at the same time. Before we let you go, coming in from the chat, courtesy of Dave Jansen's quote, Big Daddy is such a wholesome man.
Well, thank you. I appreciate that, and I hope that you appreciated my advice, and that you tune in next time when I join to talk about RRSPs.
Oh, we're going to be talking about RRSPs next time?
Yeah, TFSAs. Maybe if you're francophone, REERs. I'm
Okay.
I'm all about those types of things. So that'll be the next step. I'm going to take you through,
Yeah.
month by month, your financial journey.
Great. And where can people get in touch with you for their own personal financial advice?
Well, that's definitely going to be through the teaching and the learning group that I have. Where we can go and I could take you deeper on certain
Yeah.
things. And I
All right.
could maybe allow you the opportunity to explore your goals and your desires, right, with me.
All right. So if you're out there and you want to go deeper and explore your goals
And your desires, right? Because
and
that's
your
important.
desires, excuse
We've
me.
got to join those two things together to
Yeah, you want to
create your
connect them.
to create your full financial, goal for
Satisfy your
2021.
financial needs.
Yes, that's exactly it. To satisfy your financial needs.
Great. All right. Well, Lou, thanks so much for joining us tonight and all the best in the new year. Can't wait to talk about RRSPs next time.
Well, have a great night.
You too. That's Big Daddy Lou right here on Twitch. If you're just joining in, apparently, my goal to achieve my financial happiness is that I will be opening up an OnlyFans account known as The Slight Gentleman for people that have only the classiest of fetishes. Let's move on to our next guest. We're going to switch gears. Yeah, you know what? Talking about money, it's very responsible, it's very adult. But you know what? It's time to get a little cool with things. Let's welcome our next guest, one of Canada's all-time coolest. It's Alex Brown. Alex, what's up?
How's it going?
That's pretty cool filter you got there.
You like that?
Yeah, those are those sleazy Darren trademarked sunglasses.
They are, yep.
Okay,
Courtesy of
so
Zoom.
so you saw it and you were thought pretty cool.
I thought, now this is cool.
Okay, so not only do you create cool trends, but you see them and then you jump on board.
Seek them out. Exactly. I seek them out and I appropriate them.
Well, how's your 2021 been so far?
It's been okay, not a whole lot going on in the news.
That's cool. That's cool.
Yeah, or in my personal. I did some puzzles, which is pretty cool, I think.
Yeah.
I got a Golden Girls puzzle.
Oh.
Which is pretty fun.
Yeah.
And just ordered a couple other ones.
Yeah. So you did a puzzle. You've ordered a couple puzzles. You've got a nice knit shawl behind you.
I do. Yep.
You're transitioning from a cool kid to a cool granny.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like I'm an indoor, laying low.
Yeah.
But still edgy.
Well, if there is ever a time to do it, it's now. Alex, I asked you to be on the show today. I wanted to talk about some of your coolest moments. When you pop on, you often regale us with some enjoyable anecdotes from your past. Now, when I asked you this, your thought was, oh, I was thinking about talking about cleaning.
Yep.
Which speaks volumes now that we've talked about the puzzles and the shawl. Now, when I asked you to talk about your coolest moments, what was your reaction to that?
I laughed out loud,
Okay.
I lolled.
Yeah, why is that?
Well, because I just feel like I think my cool moments are few and far between.
Yeah. Okay. So let's go way back. What age do you think kids start to recognize if they are either cool or uncool?
Oh wow, it's early. I feel like it's like the early elementary school grades when you're like,
early.
Oh,
okay.
Well, in my school anyway, because it was all like the popular kids,
mm-hmm.
And it was like obvious who they were. And, everyone was always striving to kind of emulate what they had going on, which was.
Okay. So if you had to give me an age, just throw an age out there.
Like 9.
Okay, so 9,
Yeah.
that feels young, but where were you on the cool spectrum at 9?
I think I was like a late bloomer in terms of being cool. Like I was still wearing I wore like a lot of like free shirts that I got from like basketball camp, and then like some Adidas track pants,
Not
like,
cool. That is not cool.
well, it's cool now, like I was just like too early, I think.
Yeah, okay. So you were in big basketball shirts and track pants.
Exactly.
All right. So
Yeah.
let's go right to, how about this grade 9?
Okay.
The midway
I'm gonna
point of
take
high
these off
school. Yeah, that's
so
cool.
we can
Yeah.
connect.
Where were you at grade 9?
Ooh, okay. So grade 9 was like probably the lowest point in terms of like my coolness. Because at one point I this is when I started plucking my eyebrows, first of all, for like some context.
Yeah.
And I didn't know how to pluck my eyebrows. My mom didn't show me, which I think like moms are sometimes supposed to do. And so I plucked mine almost completely off. I think I actually used a razor at one point. And so my mom was like, you don't get to pluck your eyebrows anymore. And they just had to like grow in. And at one point I had 2 eyebrows. Like it was just growing in that way.
What do you mean 2 eyebrows?
Like
you
it was like
one and then one on top?
Exactly. And it
Good
just
eyebrow bunk beds.
I had eyebrow bunk beds.
Yeah.
In grade 9. And by then I had like outgrown the basketball t-shirts. So I was like slightly cooler. I was wearing like cool thrifted
Okay. Now, what were you listening to at this? Were you listening to Korn?
Korn was like grade 6, I think, for me. So I was like a little bit, I think by grade 9 it was like Sum 41, Blink 182, some Avril Lavigne was in there for sure.
Yeah, you're
oh yeah.
Coming to the party like my name was Dave Kaufman.
There you go. Yeah. Shout out. Yeah, like Sublime, which was like kind of like, I thought I was like alternative.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Now, what about when you were graduating high school? Where were you? Were you too cool to go to prom? Were you smoking hash in a pickup truck with all the other radicals?
No, I didn't quite go on like the hash smoking thing, but I did think I was pretty cool. I thought I was like, because I was into like Broken Social Scene at that point.
What's that?
They're like that band from Toronto, and they're like indie. I don't know. So I thought I was very indie, which means I like made my own prom dress, which like.
What'd you make it out of?
Like I made it out of another dress. I made it out of a lace like slip thing, and I dyed it black. And then I wore like a bow in my hair, and I had blonde hair. It was a moment. It was a true different time.
Okay, so it sounds like you were angsty.
I was like just really insecure. You know,
okay.
I was really like, who am I? Like, what is this? Like, where do I fit in?
Yeah. Well, I told this story earlier today. I didn't go to prom. I didn't really like dances growing up.
That's fair, yeah.
But my friend, he had a pre-prom party at his place, and I lived near him, and I went because all my friends were there, but I wasn't. Right. Everyone was dressed in their little tuxedos and all that jazz.
Yeah.
So I was just wearing my regular clothes at the time, which would have been like board shorts or like surf shorts.
Cool.
Had a pair of Vans on.
Oh yeah.
I was wearing a white button down. I had a this pink cap that I had bought that said Quebec on it because I thought it was funny.
Yeah.
And
ironic.
Throughout the exactly. I was ahead of my time, I think.
Yeah, of course.
So throughout the afternoon, one of my friend's moms kept talking to me. But like really like,
no.
What how are you? Just throughout the day, just kept checking in with me.
Yeah.
And I said to one of my friends, I was like, how come so-and-so's mom keeps talking to me?
Yeah.
And he's like, oh, you didn't hear? And I was like, no, why? And he says, she thinks you're mentally challenged.
I knew it.
Now, I don't know. I think it must have been the hat. Made like, this poor boy or whatever. Now.
That's so good.
Yeah.
Oh,
so that's, just.
That's a little taste.
It was very nice of her. It was very nice of her.
Yeah. Well, she's just like wants to include you, want to make sure
Wants to
you're
include me in the party that I was already at.
exactly
Now,
already
okay.
included in.
Now that we've done a bit of a backstory here, your origin story, Alex, what are some of your coolest moments? And you can't say improv.
Look, unfortunately they didn't make the list.
Yeah.
And okay, so yeah, a lot of my cool moments involve like just people thinking I like belong somewhere that I don't actually have anything to do with, or they think I'm like someone else, someone who I'm not.
What do you mean? You're somewhere?
Well, like, okay, so my friend and I were flying to Dallas, Texas. Just like name dropping that I went there.
Yeah. Why'd you go?
Which is cool. What's that?
Why'd you go?
We went on a road trip.
Okay, so you went on a road trip via plane.
Well, yeah, I mean, touche.
Yeah, okay.
So I have a late night with David Letterman sweatshirt, and I was wearing it on the plane, and we were flying with Virgin Airlines, which is like already a cool airplane, because it was like kind of felt like a 90s club / like phone kiosk kind of thing. So I was wearing that sweater and I was going to the bathroom, and the flight attendant stopped me and she was like, "Oh, what a cool sweater." And I was like, "Thank you." She's like, "Were you in the audience at the show?" And I was like, "No." And then I went to the bathroom, and that was the interaction. And I was like, cool that she thought I saw David Letterman.
Wait, that's the cool interaction? You're like telling your friends, like, you're not going to believe what happened on this plane.
You're not going to believe it.
The lady thought I maybe was in the audience at the David Letterman show.
Not even that I worked for David Letterman, I was just there.
Well, here, I have a question. So for people who don't know, I met Alex through improv. I was a teacher, not the same type of teacher as Big Daddy Lou. We'll get that out of the way.
He's one of a kind.
And when you and your the crew, for lack of a better term, came up with, you guys had a bit of a rep of like, oh, they think they're so cool. Now, did you know this at the time?
Well, I certainly didn't think I was cool because, I was doing improv.
Yeah.
But I guess maybe. I knew that like we weren't the most well-liked group of people.
Yeah. So I remember one time someone giving me just a small list of complaints about you guys as if I could have done something about it. I was saying, what do you want me to do? I'm a grown-up and they're also grown-ups. Yeah. I don't care about any of this.
Yeah.
So how did it on some level, it must have been pretty cool to feel like the cool elite.
Felt like, we're like the popular kids.
Yeah.
Which I didn't get to experience.
There's very little equity that comes with it.
Yeah, almost none, really.
Here's the thing about cool is cool is an attitude.
It is, it's true.
You can do whatever you want, but some of us are just born this way.
Well, that's it, and it's an affliction, that we have to suffer with. You know?
Like you get it.
You at the pre-prom party, and then me on the Virgin Airlines flight.
Yeah.
Or doing improv.
Well, yeah, I mean, why not, right? I wanted to ask you, what are some cool things you want to do this year?
Well, I would like to I don't know, I'd like to make my home a bit cooler. And I was thinking about that, like maybe put like bowls of cigarettes around,
Oh, that is pretty cool. Are they lit or unlit, or are they pre-smoked?
They're like unlit, because it's like my idea is like, oh, maybe maybe things will change and I can like have a cool party.
Could you imagine going to like a thrift store of cool stuff and you could buy an ashtray of pre-smoked cigarettes?
Just cigarette butts.
Yeah, it's just cigarette butts in a big kind of orangish brown see-through ashtray.
Yeah.
I don't want to smoke, but I want to give the illusion that I have these really cool parties where people suck down cigarettes.
Well, that's it. Like, exactly. I want that, but I also want to be able to give my guests the cigarettes that they want to smoke.
Yeah. Okay. So you've got a private reserve of cigarettes for guests.
Exactly.
You've got an ashtray of pre-smoked cigarettes. So just butts. And then you go to this thrift store and the lady's like $75.
And I hand it right over.
Yeah, of course.
I know what I want. Yeah, exactly.
Okay, so that's one thing. What else do you want to have in your house?
Maybe like more neon, like neon lights, I
Yeah,
think.
like a Coors Light.
Exactly. Yeah, I want to have that. I want like maybe like a Bob Marley poster, and it's like the one that's like made out of little photos of him.
Oh yeah.
Like a mosaic kind of
Yeah,
thing.
a mosaic of Bob Marley
Bob
figures
Marley, yeah.
creating one giant poster. Okay, what else?
Yeah, exactly. I want like maybe like a drug rug, like those sweaters that are like woven. I think I'm just describing like I want to be, someone who gets really into weed.
You know what? Maybe you could have one of those big mouth bass fish on the wall.
Oh, that's cool. Yeah.
Yeah.
And like it's like you press a button and it sings like
take
rock
me
and
to
roll.
the river.
That's the one, right?
And you know what? Maybe you put a cigarette in its mouth.
That's good.
Or maybe like a joint or something like that.
And I could make its eyes really red,
Yeah,
like,
you could do that. Maybe crack pipe.
Yeah, I was gonna say like a lot. I'd like to have just like cocaine in my house, I think.
Okay, so you want to. It sounds like you want to have a drug den.
I just want a drug den.
People get really high. They have the big mouth bass.
Yeah, and they can just like look at it or like interact with it.
Okay, what type of snacks are you providing at this drug house?
I mean, like, what do they want to eat? Like,
I mean, you gotta go fuzzy peaches.
Fuzzy peaches, okay.
Yeah.
Fuzzy peaches, maybe like some old French fries, like.
Oh yeah, some old French. I think the TV's on and it's just like snow, not the singer Snow, but just like
he's there though, because bring him back,
Yeah. Okay. So Snow is that he shows up once a week to perform at your house.
Yeah, like in front of the TV that's just like got nothing on it. Yeah.
Okay, so you've got to basically you want to have a bit of a drug using aesthetic.
Yeah, and like I'm not going to use any of the drugs, but
okay, so you stay straight.
I'm completely sober, this whole time. Exactly. Yeah.
Okay.
But everyone else is encouraged to, get
indulge.
Exactly. Yeah.
Now, what other cool aspirations do you have for 2021?
I think I would like. I'd like to like just look cooler, like maybe try to like do some cool stuff with like my hair or something.
Yeah. What are you thinking? Mohawk?
Yeah, probably like a mohawk. Oh, like a reverse mohawk though. So it's just like
you shave. Yeah, okay, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think what would be great is if you wore one of those t-shirts. This would be we talked about ironic earlier.
Yeah.
One of those shirts where it says the man with the arrow pointing up and then the legend with the arrow.
That's
pointing
good.
down.
Yeah. I was gonna say all that plus like maybe one of those shirts of like the bikini lady, like it's like the body. Yeah. Like
maybe you could have like a pair of those track pants and on the back it says paws off.
Oh, that's good. Yeah.
Yeah.
Or like
I think there also needs to be a strategically placed tear in the pants.
Oh, like it's there on purpose.
Yeah, maybe like right under the waistband.
Okay, so it's just like, and I'm wearing like Joe boxers. So
yeah, that's very cool. Yeah.
That's pretty cool, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I want to see what you can do about putting this outfit together next time you're on this show.
Great.
That's one thing I've been doing. I've been giving people homework and saying you can't come back on the show unless you do this.
Unless I shave a stripe down my.
Well, maybe that's a bit much.
Well,
let's work on this outfit. So other people that have homework, I told Joe Conto he can't come back on unless he vapes on the show.
Okay, that's pretty
and
cool.
wears
Cool.
while wearing a Davy Crockett hat.
Nice.
And I told Dale he can't come back on the show. He can only come back under an alter ego, Chet Rankin, and he has to sing a song on his.
That's nice.
And he's supposed to. I gave him a month to write this song. It's a love song for his girlfriend called My Tall Lady.
That's nice.
Yeah. So next time you're on this show, Alex, this is what I want.
Mm-hmm.
I want you to find one of those slogan T-shirts.
Yep.
And you have to have some type of pair of like ladies track pants, like velvety or kind of like soft material.
Oh, yeah, okay.
Which I think you already own.
I think I already own that. Yeah.
Yeah.
My Juicy Couture.
Yeah, that's what I want. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. And that's your new nickname on the show is Juicy Couture.
Great.
Yeah.
Because I'm so cool.
Everyone needs a nickname on the show. If I'm Slight Gentleman,
I like that.
You're Juicy Couture.
Mm-hmm.
Lou is Big Daddy Lou.
Yep.
and then Dave is the big rig.
Oh, that's good. Yeah,
Yeah.
and we're all gonna have OnlyFans. That's
Yeah.
another 2021. I think we need to lean into the OnlyFans.
Maybe we'll do a live show on OnlyFans starring
that's good.
Juicy Couture.
I'm sure there already is a Juicy Couture on OnlyFans.
Well, we're gonna find out if there's Dave. Dave is in the booth. Can you find out if there's a Juicy Couture on OnlyFans?
I already know that there is, James.
Uh-oh.
Well, getting a production note that he already knows that there is.
Great. Subscribe.
So we're gonna find out if there is a Juicy Couture. Alex, any final thoughts before we call it a night?
I just think everybody should have like one really cool thing in their life,
Yeah.
And it doesn't matter what it is. If you think it's cool, that's all. That's it. That's all.
And isn't that the coolest thing as long as it's cool to you? Oh, apparently there is an account on OnlyFans, Juicy Couture.
Damn.
But there are no posts yet, and the username is U2905213.
So I'm going to email OnlyFans and be like, give me that domain.
Yeah, this person's wasting their account. Well, Alex,
Exactly.
aka Juicy Couture, thank you so much for being here and stay cool in 2021.
Yeah, you too.
All right.
Peace out.
Thank you, Alex.
Bye.
That's Alex Brown. This show is speeding by, but don't worry. It's going to be done in about 15 to 20 minutes. And then you might be sad. You're like, I could have used maybe another hour. You're going to get another hour on Wednesday, this Wednesday, 9:00 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Who's on the show? Andy Asaf is coming back. He's in the booth for the second week in a row. He had a great debut last week. Let's see if he can carry that momentum to this week. Also joining us is going to be the one and only Connor Rose. Let's move on to our final guest of the evening. He hasn't been here in a while. He's a little boy. He is, in fact, Dave Kaufman's nephew. Let's welcome Jack Kaufman to the show. Jack, how's it going, buddy?
Hi, James. How's it going?
I'm doing pretty good. How about you? You seem sad.
I'm a little sad, yeah. I'm a little sleepy, a little tired.
Oh, did you take a nap before the show? Is that why you're tired?
I missed my nap.
Oh, you missed it? Why? What happened?
Well, there was a gas leak in my apartment.
Oh, you mean the apartment that you're staying, not your apartment.
No, it's not my apartment, James. Don't be silly. It's my parents' apartment.
Okay, so you're with your parents tonight. You're not with your Uncle Dave.
Well, no, I had to leave my apartment. So now I'm staying with my Uncle Dave.
Oh, you're at your Uncle Dave's. Okay, I understand. Well, that must have been pretty scary, getting evacuated due to a gas leak.
It was pretty scary, yeah. I got a little drowsy, but the firefighters helped me get out of my place, and doing much
Oh, wait,
better.
was the gas leak in your place or the building?
It was in my apartment.
Oh my God. Okay, so you were exposed to gas and it's made you a little sleepy.
Loopy.
Okay, so you're a little you're a little off kilter.
Yeah.
All right, so outside of that, what's been going on? Anything cool going on, Jack?
I got a new toy.
Oh, you got a new toy? What's the new toy?
What's this?
That's your new toy? I feel like maybe you're a little old for that, no?
No.
That seems more like a baby's toy.
Yeah, but I mean, it's fun.
Well, take me through it. How do you play with it, Jack?
You push the lion's nose.
What's the song that's playing? Is that Pop Goes the Weasel?
No.
Well, I'm sorry. I thought I heard it was Pop Goes the Weasel.
Hold on.
Yeah, you're right. That's not Pop Goes the Weasel. Well, Jack, I'm excited to have you back. It's been a while. How was your Christmas?
It was pretty good. You know, I got a couple of gifts. I got the gift that I just showed you. I got a Super Soaker. I got a subscription to a magazine.
What magazine?
A Nintendo Power magazine.
They still make the Nintendo Power magazine?
Yeah, I guess.
I didn't know you were a Nintendo fan.
I'm a big Nintendo fan, James. I like.
Okay, what are some of your favorite games?
I like the Zelda, Breath of the Wild. I like Mario Tennis. I like Mario Kart. I like East Side Mario.
Oh, East Side Mario, the video
The
game.
video game where you make
you
prepare a pizza.
Yeah.
I like.
You know, in the sequel, they have a pasta option.
Oh, really?
You can make pasta.
Oh,
Yeah.
I've never played that game before.
Yeah.
Sounds fun. Well, my
Yeah.
birthday's coming up, so if you want to get me a gift, James.
Yeah. Well, yeah, East Side Mario 2, A Bada Boom Bada Bing.
Oh yeah. They play that song at the end of the game when you beat the final boss.
Yeah. Who's the final boss in East Side Mario, the video game?
It's the assistant manager.
Oh, so you fight one of your coworkers.
Well, he's your boss.
Oh.
You're just an employee.
So wait, so the final boss is the assistant manager?
Yeah, he's been skimming the tips out of the pool. So you gotta fight him for your tip money that you've earned.
Okay, so yeah, I guess I never played this game. So what's the journey? Do you have to talk to the main manager who sends you on the journey to fight the assistant manager?
Well, the main manager has your back. He's the good
Right.
guy, but the assistant manager, he kind of has like I don't know, sort of a chip on his shoulder, and he skims money out of the tip jar.
Right. Well, who are some of the other bosses in the game that you have to fight?
There's the Karen.
Oh, like a
Like
customer who complains.
She doesn't tip very well. She's a feisty
Right.
employee. Not employee,
Okay.
a customer.
Yeah.
There's the garbage men.
Oh, the garbage man. Yeah.
They come in mid shift for a meal, but they drag in dirt.
Oh. So they track dirt in on their boots and their clothes.
Yeah.
All right. So, well, you know that your Uncle Dave makes video games, right?
Yeah.
Do you not like his video games?
No, they're boring.
They're boring.
Yeah.
Okay, so you'd like stuff more like the East Side Mario's video game.
Yeah, I like restaurant themed video games. I play all sorts of stuff. I played Olive Garden on Sega Genesis.
Oh, yeah. That's a pretty good one.
Yeah, I played
Have-
Harvey's on Atari.
Yeah. Well, have
Yeah.
you tried the new...
You can make your
tri-
hamburger your own way in the game.
Well, I think you can make your hamburger a beautiful thing.
What do you mean?
That's the slogan. It's Harvey's makes your hamburger a beautiful thing.
Oh, okay. I thought it was.
I don't think it's Harvey's makes your hamburger your own way.
I thought it was have your own way.
No.
Oh, okay.
Well, Jack, not to cut off this video game talk,
It's okay.
but what brings you to the show tonight? I heard you have something planned.
Well, I thought I've been watching your show when my uncle and my parents let me watch, and I noticed that people sort of bring segments and stuff.
Yeah, I heard that you've got a segment that you want to bring to the show.
Yeah, so I figured you didn't have any sort of entertainment segments.
Oh, you mean like pop culture entertainment?
Yeah, like an Entertainment Tonight or an Access Hollywood or a E-Talk Daily.
Oh, okay, yeah, the Canadian counterpart. So you've got an entertainment segment?
I've got a entertainment segment.
What's it called?
Jack Kaufman's Time to Entertain.
Okay, so this is the debut edition of Jack Kaufman's Time to Entertain, a entertainment segment, everything to do with pop culture and what's going on in the world of entertainment. So, yeah. So it's the Entertainment Tonight theme.
Hold on, James. All right, welcome to Jack Kaufman's.
I love that you played the theme almost all the way through, but then you just cut it off, right? You didn't even let it end.
Well, I'm happy you liked it, James.
Yeah, okay, so yeah, this is Jack Kaufman's Time to Entertain. What's on the docket? What's going on in Hollywood?
So I've got a couple of news stories. I'm just going to ask Dave, my uncle, who's on tech right now, to pull it up.
Okay.
Okay. So first story is, well, as you know, James, the inauguration's coming up. And the New Radicals are to reunite for the first time in 22 years for Biden's inauguration virtual parade.
Yeah, actually, I noticed this while trying to fall asleep in bed last night, and I was shocked.
You probably couldn't sleep at all after hearing about such wonderful news.
Yeah, it was very wonderful.
James, do you like the New Radicals?
No, in fact, I don't like the New Radicals.
Oh. What's wrong with them?
Well, I only know the one song.
Well,
They're
that's
a one-hit
the
wonder.
song that they're going to perform.
Of course, yeah.
You
What
know?
other songs? I want to know if anyone in the chat right now, can you name any New Radicals songs that isn't "You Get What You Give" without looking? Yeah, no, I don't think I'm a fan of this song, Jack.
So I'm going to play just a little excerpt from the song, just
Yeah.
just to remind the audience what they're going to be seeing at this wonderful inauguration.
Yeah.
Sorry, it's buffering. Still buffering. An error occurred.
Oh, okay. Well, let's just we probably don't need to hear this. What's your thoughts on the New Radicals?
Well, I've been waiting for a long time for them to reunite. It's been they've been broken up since 1999. That's before Y2.
Wasn't their hit released in 1998?
Yeah, and next year they broke up. And finally,
I think it's a bad omen that the video wouldn't even play.
Well, I don't know, James. I'm not a superstitious person, are you?
No, well, I would say that I'm not a superstitious person, no, but it's a little ominous, maybe.
I suppose it's ominous. Maybe it's a little
All right,
foreboding.
So yeah, what do you think? Are you in favor of the New Radicals performing at Joe Biden's presidential inauguration?
Well, I can't wait. They haven't been together in, I don't know, 22 years.
Well, yeah, you weren't even born when their
wasn't
song came to
born.
prominence.
But,
Yeah.
But I was raised on that song.
You were raised on "You Get What You Give" by the New Radicals?
Yeah. My parents used to play it all the time.
This explains a lot.
What does it explain, James?
Let's move on to your next
Right.
entertainment story.
Okay. You don't want to talk about the New Radicals anymore? That's fine. All right, next in celebrity news. COVID.
The older you get, the more and more you remind and act like your Uncle Dave.
Well, I mean, that makes sense because we're related.
Yeah.
And for those of you in the audience thinking this 8-year-old looks pretty old, I just want to remind everybody that I have Jack's disease, which is the disease that Robin Williams had in the movie Jack, where he aged faster than his age.
And just as a reminder, how old are you?
I'm 8 years old.
8 years old.
Or 8 years young, as I like to say.
So this is an interesting one, and it's not entertainment related at all.
Oh, it is. The celebrity is the ice cream, James.
All right. So, yeah, COVID-19 ice cream tests positive for coronavirus in China.
Yeah, so the ice cream can get the virus.
Do you want to expand on that?
Well, as the article states, James, ice cream has been found to have been contaminated with COVID-19 in China after 3 separate samples test positive for the virus. So hopefully there's an ice cream vaccine coming out soon so that we can all get back to eating ice cream in the new year.
Well, yeah, someone asked me earlier today what my favorite ice cream was. What's your favorite ice cream, Jack?
I like Neapolitan ice cream.
Yeah. Well, someone's suggesting in the chat to put a mask on the ice cream.
Well, yeah, that's the thing. You have to social distance your ice cream cones.
Yeah, you want to put at least 6 feet in between you and the ice cream.
Yeah, they have to wear masks, and there was a big anti-mask ice cream protest that was taking place.
Yeah, there's also the new law that's been passed that no ice cream is allowed outside of the store after 8 o'clock.
No, they're not allowed outside of the freezer after 8 p.m.
Oh, there you go. That's far better than what I had said.
Yeah. So you got to be careful. If you eat the wrong ice cream cone, you might get COVID.
Yeah, this is wild entertainment news.
Yeah. Do you want to
So
go
what's
to
your
the
next
next
story, Jack? Yeah, what's your next story?
All right, next story is Gwyneth Paltrow's vagina candle reportedly explodes in woman's home.
Now tell me, what is this vagina candle? I don't think I know this.
So, as we all know, Gwyneth Paltrow is an actor, and she also runs a company called Goop. James, have you ever bought a Goop product?
No.
They make things like vaginal eggs and other things of that nature.
What do you mean vaginal eggs?
She makes like an egg that, well, this is what my Uncle Dave tells me. He says, did you know Gwyneth Paltrow makes eggs that you can put in your vagina?
Mm-hmm.
Well, she doesn't just make that, James. She also makes a candle that smells like a vagina.
Okay, well...
James, have you ever smelled a vagina?
I don't know how to answer that.
Well, it's a simple question.
Yes.
Wow. Anyway. Sorry, I had an ice cream.
You okay there?
I had an ice cream and I have a cough now.
Wait, you had an ice cream?
Yeah.
I want to say that within the past 30 seconds, we've really dropped in viewers.
Have we?
Yeah.
Oh no.
Yeah. I don't want to lay blame on this segment, Jack, but
Oh, it's not
I
going
will.
well. Anyway, let's continue the story. So, Gwyneth Paltrow, she makes these candles, and they're called "This Smells Like My Vagina."
yeah.
And this British woman bought one of her candles, and much like a WMD would explode, this candle exploded in this British woman's home.
Wow. Okay, so not only was it a candle, but it was a vagina-scented candle.
Yes. James, have you ever had one of these candles before?
No.
Would you buy one?
No. Were you getting a text there?
Yeah, my mom says, she says I'm grounded.
What are you? So you just got a text that you're grounded?
Well, my mom's watching the show, and she doesn't like the content that I'm putting out in the little
Right.
world.
Yeah. Well, you're a little young to be talking about this and asking such personal questions.
I didn't realize that the vagina was anything to be ashamed of, James.
No one said that it was.
Well, it just seems like the way you're behaving, you're very sort of shy about.
Well, it
these
was just a
kinds
bit of it
things.
was an intrusive question.
Well, why is it intrusive? I feel like we should be open about these kinds of things.
Yeah, but I think there's certainly a time and place.
Sure, why not the time be on my segment?
Okay, so because it's your segment, you can ask a variety of personal questions. Is this a hard-hitting interview segment?
Well, it is entertainment news with Jack Kaufman.
Yeah, entertainment news featuring hard-hitting ice cream information. We're getting a comment in the chat right now. Quote, "The candle does not smell like vagina. She said on the Colbert Show that it was a marketing idea."
We also got another chat that says, viewers increased.
Yeah, that's true. They dropped and then they increased.
Anyway.
Well, Jack, what else is going on?
I'm just gonna...
You got another news story here?
No, I'm out of news stories.
You're out of news stories? What a shame.
All right, I'm just gonna end this segment.
Wait.
Hold on. Hold on.
All right. Wow, so that was the first edition of your entertainment segment, Jack. How do you think it went?
It was okay, you know. You try things and you see what works and what doesn't. And I feel like
Yeah.
maybe I'll interview someone a little bit more vibrant next time.
Oh, so wait, you were interviewing me?
I was a celebrity.
That was an interview?
That was an interview.
That was an interview. Okay, well, I guess I wasn't aware that I was the subject. I was being interviewed on a variety of topics. I guess it wasn't clear to me.
Well, I guess I just figured it would be, considering interviewing's kind of your thing.
Well, I guess, yeah, the only question that I was asked was if I've ever smelled a vagina before.
Sorry, the ice cream.
Yeah.
What
Well,
was
on
your
the bright
answer to
side,
that
we
again?
talked about the East Side Mario video game. That was pretty good.
What was your answer to that question again?
I'm not going to talk about that anymore.
Okay.
Yeah.
You got any questions for me?
Do I have any questions for you? Yeah. What are your plans once you're able to go home after this gas leak is rectified?
Well, I got a couple of video games lined up.
Yeah. What are they?
Well, you know, I played my restaurant video games, and they're pretty fun. What's wrong?
Just enjoying.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, look, it's your question.
Well, Jack, this feels like a good time to call it.
Sure.
Any last words for our audience?
You can follow me on Twitch.
You have a Twitch page?
Yeah, for my entertainment news.
So there's gonna be a spinoff. You're gonna have your own show.
Yep.
What was that show name again?
Jack Kaufman's Entertainment News.
That wasn't what it was called at all.
What was it called?
Wasn't it called What's in the News with Jack Kaufman?
I don't think that's what it was called either.
Maybe we're both a little loopy from this gas leak.
Maybe.
Well, Jack, it's always a pleasure getting to talk to you, and I hope we get to converse sooner rather than later.
Well, that would be my pleasure, James.
Pleasure's all mine.
James,
Yep.
think about that question I asked you.
Oh, yeah. What question was that again?
Have you ever smelled vagina?
Yeah, you want to whisper so your mom doesn't get mad at you.
Yeah.
Well, Jack, thanks so much for being here, and have a good rest of the night, okay?
You too.
Bye. That was Jack Kaufman, and that is our show. You remember when I said that starting tonight, the show is going to get really cool? I think starting on Wednesday, the show is going to get really cool. Because let's face it, Monday is not the coolest night. When you think Monday, you don't think cool. You think I'm starting the week, it's a bit of a grind. Things start really getting cool around Thursday, right? They kick into high gear on Friday. Saturday is very cool. Sunday, not cool at all. Until then, I want to thank you so much for joining us. Of course, I have to send my appreciation not only to Jack Kaufman, but to Alex Brown and to the show's chief financial advisor, Big Daddy Lou. I'll see you on Wednesday for much more show, much more conversation and comedy. Until then, I am James. You are you. We were here. Good night, goodbye, farewell, and be well.